Okay, so this is the last chapter of the second edition as well. The trick is I already recorded the conclusions from the first edition and it was done in 6 podcasts, so I'm adding the conclusion from the second edition as additional podcasts. So there will be many overlaps, but because there is such reorganization with new chapters and so on, I didn't want to do a detailed comparison of what are the new words here. So I will just go ahead and record these, and you can skip them if you feel you already got the gist of the book in the conclusions in the first 6 podcasts, or you can listen to some more, and obviously there will be overlaps. Okay, so this is chapter 17 in the second edition as opposed to the old one where it was chapter 11, if I remember. So many chapters have been added. In the introduction here, there is no doubt that our world is in a grave state. Centuries of unprecedented developmental leaps in energy output, economic development, increase in life expectancy and decrease in adult literacy and child mortality have unfortunately had side effects that have accumulated into a range of sustainability challenges and their symptomatic events. We have pushed on to an edge of a cliff and are increasingly realizing that our contemporary practices and ways of life, at least amongst the affluent, are jeopardizing the entire world as we know it. The problem also, of course, as we talked about already, the affluent do feel invincible and may not care that we are on a precipice or cliff, or our contemporary practices and ways of life are jeopardizing the future of our own posterity. However, hope is as stubborn as ever. I remember this sentence from before. Despite daily catastrophes in the media, effects of human-made and natural environmental disasters, social inequality and unfair economic priorities, loud exclamations of hope are constantly heard. This from Clintman. The future is not predestined or predetermined, but instead contingent on choice, decision and action. Concern should drive us into action and not depression, and there are infinite possible futures ahead for us as well. To get the future we want, we must think about what to do and not to do today in order to bring that future about. The choice is ours, but when we say ours, you again need collective action, and we know that this is a wicked problem, so not everybody agrees what is the future that we want and how to get there, and what choice we can actually make, either forcibly or poor people are forced to make certain decisions, or choose to make, like how much we want to consume, how much we want to waste, and so on. So as I demonstrate in this book, the sustainable development demands conceptual, I added a "the" for no reason. As I demonstrated in this book, sustainable development demands conceptual and practical approaches to safety and sustainability that help us grasp to address uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, and dynamic change. This concluding chapter attempts to close the rhetorical loop between the descriptive, conceptual, and transformative perspectives of the 3 parts of the book. It is thus focusing on drawing out the key messages from each of the 3 parts: the state of the world, approaching the world, and changing the world, and summarizing them into a sustainability science approach to managing risk and resilience for sustainable development. There's a lot of text for each of these sections. I'm just going to take little bits of it, just like I did before, so you can go back and read all of the text if you are interested. So the first part, state of the world. Our world has a long history of change, from a burning inferno to the amazing planet we live on today. Although human beings have looked the same for around 200,000 years and had the same intellectual capacity for about 60,000 years in terms of cranium, brain, opposable thumbs, language has evolved, but anyway, it was not until the onset of the Neolithic revolution some 10,000 years ago that we started to more significantly alter our environment to suit our purposes. The local sustainability challenge of overwhelming the carrying capacity of the immediate environment of hunter-gatherer society, leading to starvation or migration, turned into regional sustainability challenges in terms of depleted agricultural lands on increasing distances around the emerging cities of the early agrarian society. So social hierarchy, fertility rates going up, and militaries, governance structures, and division of labor, etc., started already with the Holocene back around 7,000-8,000 years ago, and climate change has also been part of the story along the way, even though it's been relatively stable compared to the big rises and falls in temperature we saw before. As we learned how to manage one sustainability challenge, we created others that at times even contributed to the downfall of entire societies. Then the second great transformation, the Industrial Revolution, helped us overcome the perennial agrarian limitation of relying on biomass as more or less the sole energy source, causing unprecedented development in all spheres of society. Of course, we jumped to fossil fuel with more and more coal, and then oil, gas, and so on. We had yet again overcome one sustainability challenge, but created a new ones at that. Over the last 3 centuries have materialized into core challenges of humankind. The local and regional sustainability challenges of our past have been joined by the global sustainability challenges of our planet. Native English speakers obviously have a better control on pronouncing things. We, depending on where you're from, non-native English speakers tend to jumble or rush through words. It's clear that we have become capable of both great deeds and great destruction, and our expanding human agency seems to have few limits. We are able to do and actually do, able and willing and doing many things which have no limits. We invented the concept of risk during the last great transformation as we started to realize our own agency, and it has proven an excellent tool for managing uncertainty. As we see here, uncertainty is a fundamental challenge to manage. Risk we saw before as just destiny or luck and so on, but we realized we had some control over it. It's not that we in any way can predict our future, but we utilize the concept of risk to anticipate what could happen. Moreover, such an exercise can guide decisions and actions to steer our development towards a more sustainable future. To summarize, sustainability science provides a descriptive framework of the core challenges of humankind, describing their causes and effects as well as their past, present, and many potential futures. This book has merely touched upon a fraction of the knowledge accumulated during sustainability sciences relatively short but intense history of transdisciplinary research and action, much of which draws from important disciplinary efforts in anthropology, archaeology, design, engineering, geography, public administration, sociology, etc., but amalgamated to explain and understand our precarious situation as a whole. There is no such thing as a single issue struggle because we do not live single issue lives, as Lord said in 1982. I'm a bit hungry, so I'm fumbling words because of that as well. So let's stop here and come back and look at approaching the world, and then of course changing the world, and then actual conclusions on the book. Okay, so summarizing each part of the book and then concluding the book. So this is about 9.5 minutes, bit short, but I am starving. I don't eat breakfast. I just taught for 2 hours, and now I am sitting here and trying to record, which is not a good idea because I fumble words. Okay, see you in the next podcast.